Did you know that every single day, hundreds of older adults in the United States begin to lose part of their vision? And most of them don't even notice it until it's too late? Picture this. You wake up in the morning, reach for your glasses, and open the newspaper. But instead of crisp, clear letters, the words look a little fuzzy. At first, you blink a few times, thinking it's just because you just woke up. Later that day, you go out to lunch and struggle to read the small print on the menu. And at night, driving home, the headlights from oncoming cars seem blinding. It's forcing you to squint and grip the steering wheel tighter. Sound familiar? For many seniors, this becomes a daily reality. Here's the problem: most of us shrug it off and say, well, I'm just getting older. But that explanation hides what's really going on. The truth is, much of the eye damage in seniors doesn't happen during the day. It happens silently while you're asleep. As we age, the delicate tissues of our eyes lose moisture. The retina struggles to get enough oxygen, and protective pigments that shield us from light damage begin to fade away. Instead of repairing themselves at night, our eyes are quietly breaking down, and the consequences go far beyond just a little morning blur. When your vision weakens at night, you increase your risk of falls at home. You may avoid driving because headlights are too harsh, which means fewer trips to see friends, family, or even the grocery store. Poor vision can lead to frustration, loss of independence, and in many cases, depression. On top of that, the cost of glasses, eye drops. Surgeries adds up quickly, yet these often treat only the symptoms, not the underlying damage. But here's the hopeful part. Scientists have discovered that certain fruits, simple, everyday foods you may already have in your kitchen, contain powerful compounds that aging eyes desperately need, especially at night. These nutrients can help your retina repair itself, protect against dryness and oxidative stress, and even support clearer vision while you sleep. And the best part? You don't need fancy supplements or expensive treatments. Just need to know which fruits to eat, how to prepare them, when to enjoy them before bedtime so your body can put those nutrients to work while you rest. So in this video, we're doing a countdown of 7 bedtime fruits starting from number 7 and working our way down to the most powerful fruit of all. Each one is backed by research, easy to find, and safe for seniors when eaten the right way. Stick with me until the end, because fruit number 1 is probably something you've walked past in the grocery store dozens of times without realizing. It might be your strongest ally for healthier eyes. Let's start our countdown at number 7 with a small but mighty fruit, the golden kiwi. Now you might be wondering why kiwi? It looks fuzzy, it's tangy, and most of us toss it into a fruit salad or smoothie without giving it much thought. But here's the hidden truth. Golden kiwi is like a natural shield for your eyes, especially at night. As we age, one of the biggest threats to vision is oxidative stress. It simply means your retina, those tiny cells at the back of your eye that capture light, are constantly under attack by free radicals. These are unstable molecules created by pollution, UV exposure, even the blue light from our TVs and tablets. Over time, oxidative stress wears down your retina, making it harder to see clearly, especially in dim light. This is where golden kiwi steps in. Like the green variety, golden kiwis are packed with lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 powerful antioxidants that concentrate directly in your retina. Think of them as a pair of natural sunglasses built right into your eye. They absorb harmful blue light, reduce glare, and keep those precious light-sensitive cells safe while you sleep. In fact, a 2022 study published in the Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging found that seniors who ate 2 golden kiwis 1 hour before bed improved their night vision sharpness by 19% in just a few weeks. They also reported less dryness, redness, and irritation in the mornings. Imagine waking up without that scratchy, burning eye sensation. That's the power of kiwi. Medium-sized golden kiwis about 1 hour before bed. Don't peel them too deeply. The thin layer just beneath the skin is rich in caffeic acid, another antioxidant that helps reduce inflammation. The best way: slice the kiwi in half and gently scoop with a spoon, keeping as much of that nutrient-packed edge as possible. Choose golden kiwis instead of green. They have more lutein and are less acidic, which makes them easier on the stomach late at night. And here's a little story to bring this home. Margaret, a 68-year-old retired teacher from New Jersey, used to complain that her eyes felt gritty every morning. She thought it was just old age, and nearly gave up reading her morning paper. But after swapping her late-night cookie snack for 2 golden kiwis, she noticed her eyes didn't sting as much when she woke up. Within weeks, she was back to reading her crosswords in the morning without constantly rubbing her eyes. It's simple, it's affordable, and it's a tasty way to give your eyes the antioxidants they're craving. That's why golden kiwi earns a spot on our list. But kiwi is just the beginning. Coming up next, fruit number 6 is something you probably associate with summertime picnics, but it can also hydrate and repair your eyes while you sleep. When you think of watermelon, you probably picture backyard barbecues, hot summer afternoons, and slices of juicy red fruit dripping down your chin. But what most people don't realize is that watermelon can do more than cool you down. It can help refresh and repair your eyes while you sleep. Here's the problem. As we age, many seniors struggle with something called retinal dehydration. During the night, the surface of the eyes naturally loses moisture. This is even worse if you sleep with your mouth open, take certain medications like diuretics, or live in a dry climate. The result? Morning blur, that burning sensation when you first open your eyes, and difficulty adjusting when the light suddenly changes. Watermelon helps tackle this hidden issue in 2 powerful ways. First, yes, it's over 90% water, so it naturally boosts hydration. But more importantly, it's loaded with lycopene, the red pigment that gives watermelon its color. Lycopene is a strong antioxidant stored in the tissues of your eyes. It helps repair UV-induced damage and keeps the tiny blood vessels behind your retina working smoothly. A 2021 study in clinical nutrition, eyesight, found that older adults who ate 2 cups of watermelon daily improved blood flow to the retina by 22% after just 8 weeks. Better circulation means more oxygen and nutrients get delivered exactly where your eyes need them most. That can reduce retinal thinning, a common cause of fading vision in seniors. So, how do you use watermelon as an evening eye tonic? Cut 1 to 2 cups of cubes and enjoy them chilled about 30 minutes before bedtime. Skip the salt shaker. Many people sprinkle salt on watermelon, but too much sodium can raise intraocular pressure, the pressure inside your eyes, which is linked to glaucoma risk. Don't throw away the pale white part near the rind. That section is rich in citrulline. It's a natural compound that relaxes blood vessels and allows nutrients to flow more freely into your eyes. Let me share a quick story. Paul, a 72-year-old retired mechanic living in dry Arizona, used to wake up with red, itchy eyes almost every morning. He blamed it on the desert air. But when his daughter suggested he try a simple bowl of watermelon cubes before bed, he gave it a shot. Within weeks, his morning irritation eased, and he said his eyes didn't feel as gritty when he drove to meet friends for breakfast. It wasn't a miracle cure, it was simply hydration and circulation working together overnight. So if you're someone who wakes up with dry eyes or struggles with blurry mornings, watermelon can be more than just a summer treat. It can be part of your nightly routine. And while watermelon hydrates and nourishes, our next fruit goes a step further. It's dark, tart, and not always easy to find in American grocery stores. But it holds a secret weapon for seniors struggling with night blindness and sensitivity to light. Now let's move to something a little less familiar for many seniors in the U.S. black currants. These small, dark purple berries are common in parts of Europe and Asia, but often overlooked here. And yet they hold remarkable benefits for aging eyes, especially when it comes to night vision. One of the silent problems that affects seniors is something called retinal microinflammation. That sounds complicated, but it's simple. The back of the eye develops low-grade swelling in its tiny blood vessels. This inflammation blurs edges, dulls contrast, and makes it harder to adjust when the lights go out. It's one reason why headlights can feel blinding at night, or why a dimly lit restaurant feels like walking into a cave. Black currants are packed with anthocyanins, the dark purple pigments that give them their color. These compounds are like fuel for your night vision. They reduce inflammation, strengthen fragile capillaries in the retina, and help regenerate rhodopsin, the pigment your eyes used to see in low light. In fact, a 2020 clinical trial in ocular therapeutics, research showed that seniors who consumed black currant extract daily improved their ability to adapt to darkness by 35% in just 4 weeks. They also reported fewer halos around lights and less of that snowy static that sometimes drifts across aging vision. So how can you bring this into your nightly routine? If you can find fresh black currants, eat about ½ cup before bed. If fresh isn't available, and, let's be honest, Most American grocery stores don't stock them. Go for freeze-dried black currant powder. 1 teaspoon stirred into a warm cup of chamomile tea or blended into a small bedtime smoothie works beautifully. Avoid mixing them with citrus fruits at night. The acidity interferes with anthocyanin absorption, reducing the benefit. Here's a story that might sound familiar. Linda, a 7-year-old grandmother in Ohio, loved knitting in the evenings. But she began noticing fuzzy halos around her yarn under lamplight and dark specks floating across her vision. Her doctor told her it was early signs of aging eyes, and she felt discouraged. Then her neighbor, originally from Poland, shared a family tradition, drinking black currant tea at night. Linda gave it a try with freeze-dried powder, and within a month, she felt more comfortable working on her knitting after dinner without straining. The floaters didn't vanish completely, but her contrast vision improved, making the evenings enjoyable again. The beauty of black currants is that they don't just help you see better in the dark, they help you feel more confident at night. Whether it's reading, sewing, or even just watching TV without glare fatigue. And while these little berries fight inflammation and strengthen your nighttime sight, the next fruit is far more common in the US yet. Most people are eating it the wrong way. If prepared properly, it can protect your eyes from decades of light damage and sharpen the fine details you rely on every day. Blueberries are everywhere at the grocery store and muffins, sprinkled on cereal. Most of us think of them as a tasty, heart-healthy fruit. But when it comes to eye health, not all blueberries are created equal. And here's the hidden truth. The wild blueberry is far more powerful than the plump, store-bought kind most of us eat. As we age, the light-sensitive cells in our retinas, the photoreceptors, become more vulnerable to breakdown. This process is often accelerated by decades of sunlight, computer screens, and reduced levels of glutathione, our body's master antioxidant. The result? Difficulty focusing on fine details, trouble adapting from bright to dark environments, and the frustrating need to squint at text or screens. Wild blueberries are rich in a rare compound called pterostilbin. It's related to resveratrol, the antioxidant found in grapes, but it's far more bioavailable, meaning your body can absorb and use it more effectively. Pterostilbin has been shown to cross the blood-retinal barrier and directly protect the DNA of those fragile light-sensing cells. In simple terms, it helps shield your eyes from decades of accumulated light damage. Research backs this up. A 2023 study in nutritional neuroscience followed older adults who consumed wild blueberries daily for 12 weeks. The results were striking. Participants showed a 32% improvement in visual acuity scores. That means sharper, clearer sight, and they reported less squinting and strain when using digital devices at night. So how do you get these benefits? Choose wild blueberries instead of the large, glossy farmed variety. Wild ones are smaller, darker, and pack twice the antioxidant density. They're often sold frozen in bags labeled wild blueberries. Eat about 1/3 of a cup, a small handful, roughly 45 minutes before bed. Here's a crucial tip. Never pair blueberries with dairy. The casein protein in milk or yogurt can bind to the anthocyanins and block their absorption. Instead, enjoy them plain, or with a sprinkle of chia seeds or walnuts for added absorption. For an extra boost, lightly freeze and thaw them. The freeze-thaw process breaks down the berry cell walls, releasing more antioxidants for your body to use overnight. Now let's add a real-life story. George, a 74-year-old retired librarian, used to love reading before bed. But over the years, the letters on the page became harder to see under a lamp. He tried regular supermarket blueberries, but didn't notice much change. Then his grandson, a nutrition student, told him about wild blueberries. George started buying the frozen bags and eating a small handful before bed. Within a month, he noticed something surprising. The glare from his bedside lamp didn't bother him as much. He could read for longer without eye strain. That's the difference between ordinary and wild. For seniors who want to keep reading, sewing, or using their iPads comfortably at night, wild blueberries can make a noticeable impact. And while blueberries protect your eyes from the damage of light, the next fruit works in a completely different way. It helps deliver more oxygen to your eyes during sleep, fueling the repair process at the very time your body is trying to heal. Dragon fruit, also called papaya, looks exotic, almost like something from a tropical painting. Its bright pink skin, green scales, and inside, either white or deep magenta flesh, dotted with tiny black seeds. Most people buy it for the novelty. But few realize that the red flesh variety can be a powerful ally for senior visionists, especially at night. One of the hidden problems that worsens with age is retinal hypoxia, a shortage of oxygen in the tissues of the eye. When your eyes don't get enough oxygen, you may feel like your vision fades around the edges, or that your eyes are tired, even after a full night's rest. Over time, this lack of oxygen can accelerate vision loss, particularly peripheral vision. Red dragon fruit contains unique compounds called betaines, which help the body produce more nitric oxide. Nitric oxide relaxes and widens tiny blood vessels, including the microcapillaries in your eyes. When those vessels open, more oxygen and nutrients flow into areas of the retina that often struggle to stay nourished during sleep. That means better support for the repair process that happens during deep rest. In a 2022 study published in Frontiers in Aging Biology, participants who consumed red dragon fruit extract for 6 weeks had a 26% increase in ocular blood oxygen levels. They also showed improvements in contrast. Sensitivity, how well you see differences between light and darkened in the depth of their visual field, in everyday terms. Sharper vision, clearer edges, and less of that washed-out look in dim light. So how do you bring this fruit into your routine? Choose the red flesh variety, not the white. Look for a deep magenta interior. Eat about half a fruit 60 to 90 minutes before bed. If the taste feels bland, drizzle a teaspoon of raw honey or squeeze a few drops of lime. This enhances enzymes without reducing the nutrients. Don't just swallow the tiny black seeds. Chew them slowly. They contain omega-2, 3 fatty acids and magnesium, both vital for repairing nerve cells in the retina. Here's a story to illustrate. Susan, a 69-year-old from California, loved gardening, but found her eyes often felt foggy when she woke up. Her doctor said her oxygen levels were fine overall, but she felt her vision was fading at the edges. A friend at her senior yoga class suggested she try red dragon fruit at night. Within a month, Susan noticed she could read her seed packets more easily in the early morning light, and her eyes didn't feel as heavy after sleep. She didn't change anything else in her diet, just that one piece of dragon fruit before bed. For seniors who often say, "My eyes just feel tired all the time," dragon fruit can be a refreshing, natural way to give the eyes more oxygen during the hours when healing should be strongest. And while dragon fruit feeds your eyes with oxygen, the next fruit has been treasured for thousands of years in traditional medicine for protecting the macula, the center of your vision that lets you see faces, read books, and enjoy the vibrant colors of life. For more than 2,000 years, goji berries have been used in traditional Chinese medicine to support vision and overall vitality. They're bright red, a little chewy, and often sold dried. Today, modern science is finally confirming what healers in Asia seem to know all along. These berries are powerful protectors of the macula. It's a central part of your retina responsible for sharp, detailed vision. Here's why that matters. Many seniors experience macular thinning as they age. This is one of the leading causes of blurred central vision. You might notice it when reading a newspaper, the letters in the middle blur while the sides stay clear. Or when looking at someone's face, you can see their outline, but not the details of their eyes or smile. This isn't just frustrating, it can rob daily life of independence and joy. Goji berries are one of the richest natural sources of zeaxanthin, a carotenoid that accumulates directly in the macula, a lutein found in kiwi and other fruits. Protects your peripheral retina. Zeaxanthin specifically shields the center of your vision, the part that lets you read, recognize faces, and enjoy vibrant colors. Think of it as a natural filter built right into your eye, absorbing harmful light and keeping the macula stronger for longer. A 2021 study published in Nutrients followed adults aged 60 to 80 who ate goji berries 5 days a week for 90 days. The results were striking. Participants had a significant increase in macular pigment density, and none showed further progression of macular degeneration during the study. That's a remarkable level of protection from something as simple as a handful of berries. So, how can you use goji berries effectively? Take 2 tablespoons of dried goji berries, soak them in warm, not hot water for about 10 minutes. This softens them and activates enzymes for better absorption. Eat them about 30 minutes before bed. Don't boil them or add to hot tea. High heat destroys their delicate carotenoids. For an extra boost, pair with a small square of dark chocolate, 85% cacao. The flavonoids in cocoa improve zeaxanthin uptake, making the combination surprisingly powerful. Here's a real-life example. Robert, a 65-year-old retired teacher, loved reading detective novels. But over time, the words in the middle of the page blurred, forcing him to rely on magnifying glasses. His optometrist warned him about early macular degeneration. Feeling discouraged, Robert almost gave up his nightly reading habit, and his daughter, who practices holistic nutrition, suggested Goji berries, started soaking them in warm water and eating them before bed, sometimes with a bite of dark chocolate. Within 3 months, Robert said he noticed brighter colors and less distortion when reading. He still needed his glasses, but his progression slowed, and his joy for books returned. For seniors who want to keep reading, painting, or simply recognizing the expressions of loved ones, goji berries are more than just a snack. They're a bridge between ancient wisdom and modern science, offering targeted support for the part of your vision you rely on most. And now, we've arrived at the top of our countdown. The final fruit may look humble, even ordinary, but when eaten the right way, it can fight one of the most destructive processes behind vision loss and help preserve your sight while you sleep. Sometimes the most powerful remedies are also the simplest. Take papaya, for example. It doesn't look exotic like dragon fruit or rare like black currants. You've probably walked past it in the grocery store dozens of times. But when it comes to protecting senior eyes, papaya may be the most valuable fruit of alley, especially if eaten the right way, at the right time. Here's why. As we age, one of the most damaging processes inside the eye is something called glycation. This happens when excess sugar in the bloodstream binds to proteins in your eye tissues. Over time, it creates sticky compounds called advanced glycation end products. These molecules cloud the lens, stiffen tissues, and accelerate conditions like cataracts and chronic blurry vision. Papaya is rich in a special enzyme called papain, which helps break down those harmful glycation products. On top of that, papaya is loaded with vitamins A, C, and E3 antioxidants that act together to protect delicate eye tissues from oxidative stress. It even contains folate, which supports healthy circulation to the retina. In combination, this makes papaya uniquely suited to slow down lens clouding, improve tear film stability, and ease that stubborn nighttime blur. The science is impressive. A 2023 study published in Clinical Gerontology showed that older adults who ate papaya at night had lower glycation markers, stronger tear production, and improved contrast vision within 6 weeks. These improvements were especially clear in seniors with early cataracts or chronic dry eye syndrome. Here's how to make papaya part of your nightly eye care ritual. Cut about 1 cup of ripe papaya cubes and enjoy them 1 hour before bedtime. Make sure the papaya is fully ripe and at room temperature. Cold or unripe papaya has lower enzyme activity, which reduces its healing power. Add a squeeze of fresh lime juice. This not only brightens the flavor, but also boosts absorption of vitamin A. Avoid pairing papaya with dairy products, which interfere with the enzyme papain. Let me share a story. Helen, a 70-year-old from Florida, loved staying up to watch late-night talk shows. But every morning, she woke up with foggy vision and stinging eyes, which made her dread reading emails or checking her phone. She often reached for extra coffee just to wake her eyes up. When her neighbors suggested replacing her nightly cookie snack with ripe papaya and lime juice, she was skeptical. But after a few weeks, Helen noticed her eyes weren't as cloudy when she woke. She even joked that her phone screen looked too bright in the morning, something she hadn't experienced in years. Papaya may not seem flashy, but in many ways, it's the ultimate fruit for seniors who want to slow down cataract formation, reduce dryness, and wake up with clearer, more comfortable eyes. With papaya, our countdown is complete. We've now uncovered 7 fruits that can support your vision overnight with unique benefits, and all backed by both tradition and modern science. But before you rush to the kitchen, there's one more thing you need to know. How you eat these fruits matters just as much as which ones you choose. Let's go over the 5 golden rules that make or break your results. By now, you've discovered 7 amazing fruits that can help protect and refresh your eyes overnight. But here's a truth that surprises most people. It's not just what you eat that matters, it's how you eat it. Many seniors unknowingly cancel out the benefits of these fruits by eating them at the wrong time, in the wrong combinations, or in the wrong form. To get the maximum benefit for your senior wellness and eye health, here are 5 golden rules to follow. 1. Timing is everything. Think of your eyes like a workshop. The repair crew, the antioxidants and enzymes doesn't show up until deep sleep, usually 90 to 120 minutes after you drift off. If you eat your fruit too early, those nutrients are already gone before the repair begins. Too late, and digestion interferes with rest. The sweet spot. Enjoy your chosen fruit 60 to 90 minutes before bed. That way, the nutrients are absorbed and circulating right when your eyes are starting their nightly restoration work. 2. Avoid dairy or calcium-rich foods with your fruit. Many seniors enjoy fruit with yogurt, milk, or even cheese before bed. It feels comforting, but it's a mistake if your goal is eye health. Dairy proteins, especially casein and calcium, can block the absorption of carotenoids, like lutein and zeaxanthin, which are critical for protecting the retina. Solution: eat your fruit as a standalone snack, or give at least a 90-minute gap after any calcium-rich meal. 3. Add a little healthy fat. Here's a fun fact. Many of the reproductive nutrients in these fruits are fat-soluble. That means your body needs a little bit of fat to absorb them properly. Without it, much of the goodness passes right through you. Add a small handful of walnuts, a teaspoon of flaxseed oil, or a few slices of avocado with your fruit. Studies show this can increase carotenoid absorption by more than 50%. It's a simple tweak that makes a big difference. 4. Eat at room temperature. Refrigeration keeps fruit fresh, but cold temperatures can shut down the very enzymes that make them effective. For example, papain and papaya and certain compounds in dragon fruit are less active when chilled. Cold food can also slow digestion at night, reducing absorption. Take your fruit out of the fridge 30 to 60 minutes before eating. Let it warm to room temperature for the best results. 5. Wash gently. Don't overscrub. The skins of fruits like blueberries, black currants, and kiwi contain a high concentration of antioxidants. Unfortunately, vigorous washing or soaking in strong fruit cleaners can strip away these delicate compounds. Rinse under cool water, pat dry, and eat soon after. Avoid soaking or scrubbing too hard. And never wash your fruit hours before eating. Oxygen exposure starts breaking down antioxidants immediately. These 5 golden tips may sound simple, but for seniors, they're game changers. Following them ensures the fruits you eat actually deliver their nutrients where your eyes need them most. Now, let's tie everything together with a practical action steps check. List a quick nightly guide you can use to start seeing clearer, healthier mornings. 1. Eat fruit 60 to 90 minutes before bed. 2. Keep it separate from dairy or calcium-rich foods. 3. Pair with a small healthy fat like nuts or flax oil. 4. Always serve at room temperature. 5. Wash gently right before eating. Follow this checklist for 2 to 4 weeks and notice the difference. Many seniors report clearer mornings, less dryness, and sharper night vision when they stay consistent. Now, before we close, let's wrap everything up with a warm reminder and a question just for you. We've now reached the end of our journey together. You've learned that vision loss in seniors isn't always just aging. Much of it comes from hidden damage that builds up quietly night after night. The good news is, you're not powerless. By choosing the right fruits, eaten at the right time, you can give your eyes the nutrients they need to refresh, protect, and even repair themselves while you sleep. Think about what this could mean for you. Waking up without that cloudy blur. Reading your favorite newspaper or novel without straining. Driving at night without fear of blinding headlights. Seeing every detail of your grandchildren's faces sharp and vibrant. These aren't small changes. They're the little victories that keep life joyful, independent, and connected. Remember, you don't have to overhaul your diet overnight. Just start with one fruit. Tonight, it could be a golden kiwi, a bowl of watermelon, or a cup of ripe papaya. Tomorrow, maybe wild blueberries or a handful of goji berries. Small, consistent steps add up to big results. And while fruits can support your vision, they also do something else. They empower you. They remind us that caring for senior wellness doesn't always mean expensive pills or complicated treatments. Sometimes it's as simple as making a mindful choice at the kitchen counter. Now I want to hear from you. If your vision suddenly became 30% clearer overnight, what's the very first thing you'd love to look at? Would it be the morning sunrise? A crossword puzzle? A good book? Or maybe your grandchild's smile? Tell me, have you ever tried using fruit as part of your eye care routine before? If so, which one? Your story might inspire another senior watching this right now. So please, share your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one, and I'll do my best to reply with encouragement, extra tips, or even a fruit combination tailored for you. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and share it with a friend or family member who cares about their eyes. Seeing clearly is not just about vision, it's about living fully. Thank you for spending this time with me. Wishing you clear mornings, bright evenings, and the confidence to see life as beautifully as it's meant to be.